Byron Donalds just looked into the faces of a group of Democrat mayors who don't care at all about any taxpayer dollars that are being wasted on illegal immigration. And he went absolutely scorched earth, raised his voice, and cornered them, showing that they don't really care. And in fact, when he gets to Boston Mayor Michelle Wu, he literally says, "Are you out of your mind?" because of what she says about illegal immigration. And it just gives a little glimpse into how Democrats view illegal immigration. They don't care. They don't understand the strain that it puts on the system. They don't care about taxpayer dollars. All they care about is looking so benevolent. And we are all about benevolence. But when we need to prioritize the American taxpayer, the American citizen, something that Democrats are not used to, this is a problem that we need to look over. And thankfully, we have Byron Donalds fighting the good fight here. So let's get started. My name is Clayton Kearns, as always, from trendingpolitics.com. Please make sure to like this video. You have no idea how much it helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Let's get right into it.
I remember we had a group of this committee that went down to the El Paso section of the border. This was back in February, March of 2021. And during that time period, we were at one of the holding centers, and there were these buses that were coming to the detention facility, and they were picking up 30 kids, 50 kids at random, walking out of the facility. And when I went over to question the bus driver that was transporting these kids, border agents told me, as a member of Congress, that you're not allowed to question the bus driver. And of course, people knowing me, I didn't take no for an answer, and I repeated the question. And I was told that this bus of children was leaving El Paso and going to San Diego. And so what was occurring under the Biden administration is that they were busing unaccompanied minors all across the United States for one reason and one reason only. And that was because they did not want the press to see the pictures of kids in cages. They did not want to see our borders being overrun. They wanted to disperse that problem all through the United States.
Absolutely deplorable. And this is what the Biden administration called transparency. We all know it was one of the most non-transparent administrations in American history. And now we're getting a glimpse into why.
That is the reckless history of illegal immigration under Joe Biden and the Democrat Party. Mayor Johnston of Denver, you lamented earlier that there were 10 to 11 buses coming per day to your city. Did you ever talk to Joe Biden about why this was happening to your community?
Thank you, Congressman. I both reached out to Governor Abbott from Texas. He didn't respond, and I did.
Why would you reach out to Governor Abbott of Texas when it is Joe Biden, the former commander-in-chief, that opened up our borders? Why didn't you talk to him?
Well, our buses directly were being sent from Governor Abbott in Texas, so that was why we reached out to say we're happy to collaborate on a coordinated entry system. We understand no one state or no one city should bear the entire brunt of this, but let's collaborate. But I did.
So I'm glad you said that, because that brings me to my next point. Governor Abbott and Governor DeSantis, when they started moving illegal aliens out of their states who were bearing the brunt of what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were doing, and they've sent them to Denver, they sent them to Chicago, they sent them to New York, they sent them to Martha's Vineyard. The reason why they did that is because you four could hide behind the realities of illegal immigration on border towns all through our country and on cities and states who did not want to see illegal immigration, but did not have the political representation to go to the White House. And only when it showed up on your doorstep did you get upset. Mayor Johnston, coming back to you, how much did your city spend on illegal immigration? Do you have a round number?
Over the last couple of years, on all newcomers, whatever their status was, it's around $79 million since 2022.
$79 million. Mayor Johnson, Chicago. How much has the city of Chicago spent on illegal immigration?
If you're referring to the 2022 up to 2024 of the buses coming from Texas, roughly the same percentage of the state of Texas, about 1% of our overall budget.
What is that? Because I don't have the city's budget in front of me. Numbers.
It's 1%, and if you want the actual calculation, we can make sure someone...
You're the mayor. You don't have the math in front of you.
It's 1% of the overall budget over the last 4 years.
That's why you're a failing
which
mayor.
is
Mayor
the same
Adams,
number that
how
was
much did
sent
the city
from
of
us.
New York...
He says that's why you're a failing mayor. This man is on an absolute tear, like literally taking no prisoners.
actually
State
spend
of
on
Texas.
illegal immigration? Mayor Johnson, I already asked you, you don't have a hard number. And if you don't have a hard number, you're not running your city well. Mayor Adams, how much did the city of New York actually spend on illegal immigration?
6.9 billion of taxpayers' dollars.
$6.9 billion of taxpayer money on a problem that was fostered on the American people. Mayor Wu, in the city of Boston, how much did you spend?
By the way, guys, 6.9 billion in the city of New York. We're not talking about New York State. We're talking about New York City, guys. These are mayors of the biggest cities in America. $6.9 billion. And even if you don't live in New York City, this is very concerning.
We don't ask about immigration status and delivering city
You don't
services,
ask
so
about
we
how
don't
much
have
money
that
the city
number.
of Boston has spent on illegal immigration.
We
Are
don't
you out of your
distinguish
mind?
between immigration status.
Do you
as
manage
part
your
of our
budget
city
or not,
policies.
Mayor Wu?
That is how we keep
Mayor
our city
Wu,
safe.
do you manage
we
your
have
budget or
the
not?
numbers to prove it. I manage my budget. I have a AAA bond rating dating back 10 years.
So
for
to the city of Boston,
budget.
just understand that your mayor does not care how much of your resources she has spent on people who are not citizens
The city of
the city
Boston
of
is
Boston.
sick of having
I'm reclaiming
people
my
outside
time.
Boston
Mr.
telling
Bear,
us what
Mr.
we
Bear, I
need.
have a question for you because I understand Cato's perspective when it comes to illegal immigration.
Wow. Real quick, we'll watch the last minute of this, but that was absolutely insane. She does straight up says we do not track immigration status. One of the biggest cities in the United States of America, and she says, oh, we don't track immigration status. She doesn't know how much money they're spending on illegal immigration. If it's $6.9 billion in New York City, it's got to be also a substantial amount in Boston. Wow.
I understand that the Cato Institute for a long time has had a standard of actually having open immigration into the United States. Generally speaking, I don't want to get into specifics.
We support legal immigration. We want immigration to be legal.
Let me ask you this question, because one of the great libertarians of the modern era, Milton Friedman, famously said, you can either have open borders or a welfare state, but you have to choose. Mr. Beer, what do you choose?
Milton Friedman said he wanted to allow illegal immigration to continue. I disagree with Milton Friedman's position on that. We should have legal immigration and build a wall around the welfare state, not around the country. That's in the best interest of taxpayers.
And I would argue that under the current system where you have sanctuary cities popping up, it is not possible to build that wall. So America
can.
has to
Absolutely you
choose,
can.
Mr. Beer, you're done. America has to choose between securing our nation or protecting the taxpayer. I choose secure the nation. I yield back.
Gentlemen.
Wow, I mean, and he didn't stutter one. He didn't stutter one bit. That was an absolute masterclass, and you can tell by the look on his face right here, he knows that he crushed it. Looking at them and going scorched earth to their faces about how they don't care about illegal immigration. And do you see just how smug these people are? Do you see just how these people are just like, no, yeah, we don't care. The Boston Mayor Wu is saying, hey, we don't track immigration status and we don't track the money that's spent on them. Give me a break. Bravo to Byron Donalds. If you think that he did an amazing job, put a round of applause or some of the clapping emojis down in the comments because, wow, this was an absolute masterclass and I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, please make sure to like this video and share it with someone who you think would benefit from it. Maybe there's someone that you think that loves illegal immigration and doesn't seem to care about the strain on the taxpayers, but maybe send this video to them or send them to a fellow conservative because it really helps us out so much. So please make sure to like this video and I'll be talking to you soon.